Obviously, I'm a Yankees fan, so I'd love to see him.
It's almost like legacy of like the NFL versus.
But I definitely think that Baker could be a really good player for the Panthers moving forward.
Did I say Oreos?
There's a lot of questions I have about Mahomes. Looks like a kid playing Madden.
Turning point in the game is the 13-second drive.
They play very hard, even though they're terrible.
He's a good pick. You for sure. He's going to be a good player. But I can't argue against the Jamar Chase pick.
They made moves saying we're going to win this year, at least get into the playoffs.
I'm going with my guy, Corey Seager. So glad.
What's good, y'all? My name is Austin Drummond, and I play rugby for the University of Notre Dame. And you're listening to The Outsider's Opinion with Austin and Kevin.
What's up, y'all? It's our NFL Opinions of the Week. We did one earlier this week, but we're doing seasons predictions because happy football. Football is here. Regular season football is here. No more preseason football. Each game matters. I'm Kevin. I'm joined by the Tom Brady lover, defender, Rob Gronkowski, predictor, Austin.
I'm excited. It's one of my favorite times of the year is during football season. The NFL brings a lot of joy to my life, and I'm excited to be back on the train. Tom Brady's back, and he's looking to win number 8.
Yes, and before we get into that, it is like I didn't expect like I'd love to see football again. I watched some college football. It was just great. So it was awesome. I loved it. I'm very excited to see. I was talking to you about off air. We're doing predictions videos. The AFC, you could probably put any game on, and I just sit there and be entertained. NFC though, not quite sure. I'm not sure how you feel about that. NFC versus AFC.
Yeah, it's definitely more enjoyable, or it's going to be more enjoyable to watch AFC games, especially because in a lot of these divisions, it's going to become down to the wire, and I'm excited to see that. There's not many bad teams, like you said off air, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'll let you choose NFC, AFC, and which division we go with first.
Let's go NFC, and let's just go South to start.
Cool. All right. You want to go or me?
I'll go first. So I have the Bucks at 1, the Saints at 2, the Falcons at 3, and the Panthers at 4.
Interesting. So I agree with you. Bucks, Saints. Then I flip Panthers and Falcons. I have Panthers over Falcons because I think Panthers have a very solid defense, or they're going to have a solid defense. Not sure about the quarterback situation, but with the Falcons, I just think they're kind of going to be a mess. But I think they'll still be good and they'll be fun to watch. It's just I think the Panthers have a more complete team.
I just don't trust the health situation of the Panthers. I don't consider their wide receiver core to be trustworthy health wise. I love DJ Moore. Robbie Anderson's kind of fallen off. I like their defense, but I don't like their D line as much as I thought I would. I just don't. I like their QB situation more than you do, obviously, but I still think they're worse than the Falcons will be.
Interesting. I do love the Falcons QB, mostly because I love Desmond Ritter and I'm really high on him. But just surrounding him, I'm not sure it's a great fit. With the Panthers, though, I think if they had a QB, they'd be almost a playoff team. But they could probably still make the playoffs with Baker. But I don't have them making the playoffs. A little spoiler there. So that's our NFC South. Let's go to the NFC North. I'll go first. I have Packers winning the division, Vikings, Lions, Bears. I just really love this Lions team. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Jared Goff, I just really like what they're building there.
Wow. I have Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
Ooh. I could see the Lions being the second team in the NFC North.
Yeah, I'm high on this Lions team. I like Jared Goff. I think he has a lot of potential to be a quality quarterback.
And he has offensively has been a good QB. with how that Rams offense was good. It's just I don't know if he can put him over the top, but we have talked about that, and so that's what we got for the NFC North. We both have Bears the last.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you may have had the Bears higher than me, but we seem to be on the same page with the Bears just because of just like it seems to be they're rebuilding and in that constant rebuild situation. So I'll let you pick your division and say what the division's rankings or standings.
So I'm going to go with the NFC East. I expect that we're going to have close to the same rankings, but I think we're going to differ on one. And I think you may be surprised. I have Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Commanders. I think that's something's wrong with the Commanders right now. We've seen a lot of people retire during camp. Multiple people retire during camp for the Commanders. I don't know if the system's in place. I love Ron Rivera, but their injury concerns on defense, they were very injury prone last year on defense. I don't trust Carson Wentz right now. And while I think the Giants are still not ready, Brian DeBall, I think, is the right coach.
Interesting. We're going to have to spend some time on this NFC East situation because I have Eagles, Cowboys, Washington, Giants. To me, with the Giants, I just don't know what's going to happen. I think the Commanders, you do make some good points. It's going to be their defense. That's why I gave them the edge over the Giants. But we got to talk about the Eagles. Why do you have the Cowboys above the Eagles?
I trust the Cowboys more than I trust the Eagles.
Interesting.
I just don't see the Eagles consistently beating the Cowboys.
Wow. I'm going to disagree with you on that. Because to me, I've been going over in my head. There are only two positions where I think the Cowboys can say they're better than the Eagles. And that is the QB and linebacker. What do you think about that?
So you think the Eagles have better corners?
Yes.
You think the Eagles have better special teams?
Ooh, that's a good point. Okay, 3. You've convinced me. Cowboys special teams better than Eagles.
I would say the Cowboys running backs are better.
Ooh.
Especially
That's a
with the
good point.
tandem.
Yeah,
I just
that's good.
and the experience. The Cowboys have much more experience. I understand that the Eagles made the playoffs last year, but I don't think they are better than the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys won the division.
Okay, so you've made me do 4 positions of need. You've convinced me on 2. I just felt the Eagles knocked this offseason out of the park. Cowboys did the complete opposite. I don't understand anything that they did. It was so dumb. Because they traded Amari Cooper, and Packers did that too. But the difference is the Packers got a lot back for Devontae Adams. And I'm not comparing Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams. But just the situations and the way they handled those situations are completely different. The Cowboys totally botched up that Amari Cooper trade. They are lacking wide receivers right now. And they have $20 million in cap space. Do you know how much Amari Cooper's contract was, Austin?
I have no idea.
$20 million. And we apparently got rid of Amari Cooper.
It was
4 cap situations, but you have the money right there. So why not keep it? It's just dumb. I think they could have gone all
crazy.
in. Yeah. They could have gone in, but they didn't. They decided to do something very dumb, in my opinion. And while the Eagles upgrade at wide receiver, you have A.J. Brown, you have Devontae Smith, who I think should have a breakout year. I think they have a better offensive line situation. I think their corners collectively are much better because they just got the corner from the Saints. They have Darius Slay. And then I can't remember the third. But to me, that's better than the three corners on the Cowboys. Even though I think Trevon Diggs is a great corner. Outside of that, though, I'm not really sure how to feel about the Cowboys corners. And I think defensive line, that Eagles defense is going to be amazing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the defense has a lot of potential.
Interesting. Okay, now we have one more division.
We do.
Okay, I'll choose. Well, I have to choose NFC West. Rams, Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks.
No comment. We have the exact same.
Cool. So now we should go into playoff tiers or like number.
I say we go over to AFC and then do playoff.
Okay, that works. Because I have a question on you for that, but I'll hold it. So let's go to AFC West.
That works.
All right.
So for the AFC West, this was the immaculate division that all teams are above 500. I have Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders.
Wow. We're going to disagree on this. I have Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. But
So
I do agree. They're all above 500. All above 500.
This is going to spoil majorly, but I have the so I did mine on a website that also does your record as well, and I have the Chargers and the Broncos both going 13-4.
Wow.
And then the Chiefs go 12-5. So one game below both of them, and then the Raiders go 11-6. I had the Chiefs going 2-4 in their division. I think the Chiefs struggled this year. They lost Tyreek Hill. I know they got Juju, but I don't trust Juju as much as I trust Tyreek. I feel like they got worse this year. And 12-5 is a really good record. I'm not saying they're going to suck, but I think they'll struggle.
I see what you're saying about the Chiefs, and I agree. The thing, like, I'm more in awe of and, like, shock is the Broncos.
Their wide receiver core, I think, is extremely underrated.
Interesting. Okay. I understand, like, you have Sutton. I know they lost Tim Patrick. You have Judy Hamler. Just to me, I feel they're they're questionable. So I don't know how to feel, and I'm more worried about the offensive line situation for Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I have them lower. Like, I don't know if they're going to perform as well as people expect. Because you said 13-4?
13-4.
Okay, I'm not. 13 is a little bit high for me. I'm in that 10 to 12 range.
I'll just let you know I have 3 teams at 13-4. I'm not going to spoil the other one yet, but
And the other division, like, I was like, the NFC West was my second division. There's one division where I'm like, these teams are going to be all above 500.
you have the NFC West all at above 500?
No, AFC West, all above 500. The other, I'll just say it now, the other division is the AFC North. Why are you giving me that look?
Huh?
The AFC North, I think, is going to be all above 500. What's the team you don't think?
I have the Browns at 3-14.
Wow. Okay. Let's just go into the AFC North right now. So I have the Browns last, and then I have Steelers, Ravens, Bengals.
Say it in the correct order from 1 to 4.
Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
You have Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. Okay. I have Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. I have the Ravens at 13-4, the Bengals at 11-6, the Steelers at 9-8, and the Browns at 3-14.
Okay. Interesting. I feel the Steelers are going to be above 500 because of Mike Tomlin. What do you think?
That's kind of my thoughts as well. But I'm trying to be convinced on the Browns. I just don't see it. Look, I like Jacoby Brissett, but there's been so much non-football attention drawn to that team, and I don't know if they have the wherewithal to stay with it.
I think that's a very good point. That's very solid. And non-football stuff. Watson hasn't played football for almost 2 years.
And he doesn't get back until week 13 or 12. 13, I
Yeah.
think.
So I'm not sure how it's going to work. I do like their defense, though. But interesting. And then, so, okay, I see what you're saying about the Browns. I just don't have them as low. Like, I think they'll probably be 9-8. Because they'll be about 500.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be shocked if it goes your route, where it just blow up.
Yeah, I just don't trust the team. But I think we can move on. Let's go to the...
I want to talk about the top of the division.
Oh.
Because I was very tempted. Oh, what were we going to say?
I love the Ravens additions this year. I know they lost Marquise Brown, but I think the Ravens are going to have a resurgent season.
I do think they're going to be a very good team. It's just, I don't know if I trust their wide receivers.
Well, that's a big part of it.
So, Bengals, though, you can make the same crack in the armor of the Bengals offensive line.
And I think this is it's tough. I like here's the difference. I like the Ravens defense more than I like the Bengals defense, and I think that both of their offenses are going to have inconsistencies. But I feel like the Ravens will be able to stop another team better than the Bengals.
Interesting. Very solid. And Jim Harbaugh is a great coach. And I would say better than Zach Taylor, even though Zach Taylor has proven me wrong on how I felt about him as a coach.
Yeah. He deserves a coaching job, but he's just not on the same level.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. I just wanted to talk about that. We feel the same way about the Steelers. So now we can move on.
Yep. So now on to the AFC South. I have the Colts, Titans, Jaguars, Texans.
Cool. That's what I got too.
I don't think it's all that. There's not much that much science there. There's two teams at the top challenging for number 1. There's two teams at the bottom challenging for number 4.
Yeah. Even though I think the Texans will be fun to watch.
I think Davis Mills is good. I actually do. I think that Davis Mills with Brandon Cooks, that's a solid pairing. I just don't think they have enough depth. I don't think their O-line's good enough. I don't think they have enough depth. I don't like their defense. You can't really do that much with a at least below average offensive line and defense. You're not going to win many games.
Yeah, I do want to watch more Texans games because I want to watch more Davis Mills. So, we can go to the AFC East. I don't think you're going to like this. Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
No, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. No, that's not. I don't even understand. Especially after the injuries that have happened to the Jets. I don't know, man. I don't. The Patriots added Devontae Parker. Another year of Mac Jones's growth. I like their defense, obviously, because Bill Belichick's the defensive coordinator, basically. So I just trust it. I went Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets. I have the Patriots and Dolphins both at an 11-6 record.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I am definitely doing hot take with the Patriots, but I believe it. Like I just don't know what's going to happen. And there's also like the offensive coordinator issues. I've been hearing a lot about that. Like they don't have an offensive coordinator. And I just feel with the Jets, they're going to be a good team, but maybe Zach Wilson comes back. But I just really like what Robert Saleh is building, and I know like the Patriots, Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time. It's just I don't know, so that's why I kind of feel Jets. But I wouldn't have them at 2 for the Patriots. To me, it's Dolphins definitely at 2.
You trust Tua that much?
That's a good point. No, but I believe more in the offense, and I believe in McDaniels as the leader of that offense and the designer of that offense, because that wide receiver room is awesome. You have Hill, Waddle, Cedric Wilson. Isn't there a fourth?
Say the ones you said already.
Waddle, Hill, Cedric Wilson. Maybe I'm thinking before when they had Parker. I thought there was another wide receiver.
I can't remember, but they have Gesicki, who's basically like a fourth because he's a really good tight end.
So I think despite the inconsistencies with Tua, I think that those wide receivers are going to mask those inconsistencies. Some of them. And then I like their defense. And I like their offensive line. So that's how I feel. But I do think we're probably set on the Bills. Right?
Yeah, it's not even close.
Cool. Interesting. So yeah, so definitely some takes in the AFC. Browns 3-14, Patriots bottom of the division.
But let's move on to playoffs. Yeah. I think we got a lot to talk about. Which side do you want to start with? Doesn't matter to me.
Let's go to the NFC because I want to know if you have the Eagles making the playoffs.
So, number 1, I have the Bucs. I have the Bucs going 14-3. 2, Packers 13-4. 3, Rams 11-6. 4, Cowboys 10-7. 5, Niners 10-7. 6, Lions 10-7.
Oh my.
7, Cardinals at 10-7. I only have 8 teams above 500 in the NFC. 8. The 8th team is the Saints, who also go 10-7 but lose out because of a tiebreaker against the Cardinals and the Lions, and it's a 4-way tie. And the 49ers, all those teams go 10-7. Also, Cowboys go 10-7, but they won the division, so it doesn't matter. So, again, it's Bucs, Packers, Rams, Cowboys, Niners, Lions, Cardinals. What about you?
Okay. So I have Niners at 5 as well. You and I swap on Rams and Packers. I have 1 Bucs, 2 Rams, 3 Packers, 4 Eagles, 5 Niners. 6 Cardinals, 7 Vikings.
Wow, you have the Vikings?
Yes.
So I'm going to go all the way down and I know you didn't do records. That's totally fine. Cool. But I have 9 through 16 all below 500. Eagles at 7-10. Falcons at 5-12. Vikings at 4-13. Panthers at 3-14. Giants at 3-14. Washington at 3-14. Seahawks at 1-16 and Bears at 1-16.
Wow. Okay. So do you have the Bears worse than the Seahawks?
Yes.
Wow.
Both are 1-16, but the tiebreaker goes to the Seahawks. They have the better record. Not the better record, the better season, technically.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Wow. I can't believe I'm on the Eagles train and I am a Cowboys fan.
Again, back-to-back years, you have not had the Cowboys making the playoffs. I have. Not even a Cowboys fan. So
after last year, I just, to me, that is like that series, man, that game against the Niners was the most frustrating I have been as a Cowboys fan, because they basically had 2 shots to win the game with their offense. And if you had told me in the middle of the season, Kevin, it is a playoff game, your offense gets 2 tries to score a touchdown, I would say absolutely give me those chances. And both times Cowboys messed it up, which I don't know. And defense, I was not expecting their defense's jump last year. I'm happy with Dan Quinn this year. I'm a little worried about the corners. And I don't know. I think Micah Parsons is going to be amazing, but outside of Trevon Diggs, you have Anthony Brown, but like Kelvin Joseph and them, I'm not sure about. So that's where I stand. Eagles, they cranked the offseason. Packers, very interesting. I don't know if they're definitely not better than what they were last year, but I don't think they're worse.
They may be better. Their defense is heavily improved. And I know we lost Devontae, but we have 2 rookie studs at wide receiver, Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Alan Lazard's going to take the next step. I know we lost MVS as well, but we still have Randall Cobb, who I think will be a solid player. Tanyan, who was out all of the second half of last season, is supposed to be back. We missed him. We needed a good receiving tight end. We also have our great blocking tight end, Mercedes Lewis. We have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, 2 running back horses back there. Aaron Jones is a much better receiving back. A.J. Dillon, I would say, the better running of the running backs.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are predicting us to have one of the best defenses in the league. Jair Alexander's back. Not to mention Bakhtiari's back, who is huge for us. So I like the team.
So yeah, defense I think is going to be great. It's just the offense and the wide receivers, not sure about. So that's where, like, you can see my hands. Like, you had Devontae in the Packers last year. Like, this is where they were. But this year, you don't have that stud wide receiver like Devontae, but you have a better overall defense. So it's
O-line, because we have Bakhtiari back, who missed all of last year. Literally missed every game.
So, like, I don't think they're worse. You are making the... I'm not sitting here thinking you are out of your mind saying they are better.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally do not think they're better, but the argument is there. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get it.
Because you can argue better defense, better chance to win the championship. And I believe, let's say they have a top 5 defense, top 10. Was the last time the Packers had a top 10 defense, they won the Super Bowl?
Something like that. I mean, I wouldn't be against that thought, because you need a good defense to win.
Yeah, and like Rodgers will just be able to piece together. I don't know. I want to see how Rodgers interacts with these wide receivers and which wide receiver comes out on top. Maybe he's not even on the roster yet. Maybe it's a dude they pick up from the practice squad, because that's what happened with Alan Lazard, who's now your number 1. But I do agree on A.J. Dillon. I picked up A.J. Dillon in fantasy because I personally think he's going to become the number 1 running back in Green Bay.
The issue is he struggles catching.
That's true.
So,
yeah. That's a good point. I think running wise, he is going to be a monster. So that's why I picked him up.
Yeah, I think for fantasy, just really quick, both A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones are solid pickups, because one's going to dominate the passing game and still get his rushing chances. And then A.J. Dillon's going to get a large sum of the rushing yards. But because catches, especially in PPR leagues, point per reception, Aaron Jones is a great pickup.
Okay. I stayed away from Aaron Jones, but I tried to pick up A.J. Dillon like a lower round because I wasn't sure people were had the same thoughts as me. So that's our offense. Those are our NFC seeding. We disagree on the Eagles a lot, disagree on Cowboys.
Lions.
Yeah, Lions. Wow. But they are the second in the NFC North. So I have the second team in the NFC North going to the playoffs. So, like, you have the Lions second. So we disagree on the team, but, like, the position we could see going to the playoffs. Like, if you're second in the NFC North, you go to the playoffs. And then I have 3 teams in one division going to the playoffs.
Yeah, we both have the NFC West with 3.
Oh, okay, cool. I missed that.
The only division with 1 for me is the NFC South with the Bucs is the only one.
Okay, who do you have in the NFC East? The second team?
Oh, I don't. That's right. So I have 2 with 1, and then I have NFC uh, West with 3, and NFC North with 2.
Okay, yeah. So you and I agree. We have the same like spread out. You know what I'm saying? We have
Yeah.
spread out, but just different teams. So do you want to do the playoffs?
Yeah,
Or do
let's
you
do the
wanna go?
playoffs
Okay.
for the NFC all the way up to the Super Bowl, and then we won't do the Super Bowl until we do the other side. So I'll just go through mine really quickly. So it's 2 versus 7 in the first round. Packers versus Cardinals. I have the Packers winning. Then we have the 3 versus 6 Rams versus Lions. I have the Rams winning. We have the 4 versus 5 Cowboys versus Niners. I have the Cowboys winning. Then the Bucks versus Cowboys. I have the Bucks winning by like 80. Then the Packers versus Rams. I have the Packers winning. Bucks versus Packers. I have the Bucks winning. So I have the Bucks going to the Super Bowl. What about you?
Interesting. So I have the Bucks going to the Super Bowl as well. Shame on you for bringing up Cowboys versus Niners. That's not funny. But we do
That's
have
who
Packers
I
versus
have.
Cardinals. I know, and I swear, man, dude, the Cowboys last year had me believing, and then that freaking playoff game happened, and I'm so scorned by that. Gosh, man, yeah. So NFC playoffs, you and I agree on Packers versus Cardinals. I have Rams versus Vikings, and then Eagles versus Niners. I have Niners winning. And then I have Niners versus Bucks, Bucks winning that. Then Rams versus Packers, I have Rams winning. So then I have Bucks versus Rams, Bucks winning that and heading to the Super Bowl. Thoughts?
Interesting. I am not that against it. If they're sensical predictions.
Cool. Now we go to the AFC. I'll say mine. Bills, number 1. 2 Chiefs. 3 Bengals. 4 Colts. 5 Chargers. 6 Dolphins. 7 Ravens.
Say that again?
So Bills number 1. 2 seed is the Chiefs. 3 is the Bengals. 4 is Colts. 5 Chargers. 6 Dolphins. 7 Ravens.
So you don't have Broncos. That's why I needed to hear
I don't
it
have
again.
Broncos. Yeah, no. You and I disagree on the Broncos.
Wow. I have Bills at 15-2 at the number 1. The 2 seed, Chargers 13-4. 3 seed, Ravens 13-4. 4 seed, Colts 11-6. 5 seed at 13-4, Broncos. 6 seed, Chiefs 12-5. 7 Raiders 11-6. I have 4 11-6 teams. 5 actually. 3 11-6 teams miss the playoffs. Bengals, Patriots, Dolphins. The 10-7 Titans also miss, and the 9-8 Steelers also miss, which means I only have 4 teams in the AFC go below 500. 4. Jets at 6-11. Jaguars at 4-13. Texans at 4-13, and the worst team in the AFC, the Browns at 3-14.
Wow. Okay. So people listening, I am totally going to use this for intros. Browns, the Patriots thing for me. Broncos, we're going to use that depending on how that turns out. But man, you have the Browns as the worst team. To me, it's the Texans.
Nope.
Interesting.
But because you can pull up draft order on this website, guys, if you want to do your own predictions, it's next.playoffpredictors.com. It's great. It also shows you the draft order. The Browns' worst team in the AFC picked 6th in the draft.
Wow.
It goes Bears, Seahawks, Giants, Commanders, Panthers, Browns.
Wow.
So the worst team in the AFC picked 6th in the draft. That just shows you how good the AFC is. Not to mention that, like I said, only 4 teams in the AFC go below 500. So,
yeah, the AFC is going to be awesome. And I know we posted our quarterback episode before this. That's what should happen. We haven't really recorded this before it, but I don't think there is one. I don't think there's a bad QB in the AFC. Like, let me look at the teams. Actually, there's
It depends on how we do our tiers, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
But
They
it's going to
won't
be
heard
awesome
this.
to watch AFC just like QB, like Davis Mills. It's going to be cool. But yeah, so Dolphins, you have missing the playoffs. Titans, I don't, like you and I agree, not going to make the playoffs. I don't know what to think of the Titans.
I had the
Like-
Bengals missing the playoffs,
Yeah, that is shocking.
and they go 11-6. It's not like they have a bad record. They go 11-6 and miss the playoffs.
Disrespecting Joe Burrow.
It's not disrespecting. I just don't.
Well, yeah, you do have, yeah, no.
11-6 ain't disrespecting.
But not making the playoffs. But
I
that does
get it.
make
I get
sense.
it. It's a really tough conference.
It is.
I'm ready to hear your playoff predictions. I did mine first, so give me all the
Okay.
way to the Super Bowl.
So we have Chiefs versus Ravens. Chiefs win. Bengals versus Dolphins. Dolphins win. Colts versus Chargers. Chargers win. Then you have Chiefs versus Dolphins. Chiefs win. Chargers versus Bills. Bills win. Chiefs versus Bills. Rematch of divisional playoff game. Bills win.
See you,
So
Bucks versus
Bills.
Bills.
Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
You have the two Bs.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. We have the 2-seeded Chargers versus 7-seeded Raiders. Raiders win. We have
Wow.
the 3-seeded Ravens versus the 6-seeded Chiefs. Chiefs win. We have the 4-seeded Colts versus the 5-seeded Broncos. Broncos win. So in the next round, we have the 1, 5, 6, 7.
Wow. You and I have Chiefs versus Ravens, even though we had like totally different views of Chiefs.
Yeah, I have
We
the
still have the
Chiefs
same.
at 6, but we both have Chiefs beating Ravens in the first
Yeah,
round
that's-
or in
that's
the
wild.
wild card round. So Bills versus Raiders. Raiders win.
No.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Broncos versus Chiefs. Chiefs win. So in the AFC Championship game, we have the 7 seed versus the 6 seed. Chiefs win. Guys, Kevin left. He left the room. I apologize for his behavior, but he just doesn't believe me. So
I can't believe you do that to the Bills. I know that's your opinion, and I see what you're saying, but man, that would hurt the Bills.
So you heard what I said. 6 versus 7 in the AFC Championship.
6 versus 7, yeah. Yeah, I could
I had the Chiefs beating the Raiders, the 6 seed beating the 7 seed.
So you have Chiefs going to Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not expect that. I thought we were going to be on the Bills train.
I had the Bills going last year, and they messed me up. I had Rams versus Bills, and it was
That
Bengals.
defense, though, for the Bills. They got your Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller.
They do.
But man, wow. So you have Bucks versus Chiefs Super Bowl, which I would not mind. I would love that.
I wouldn't mind it either. And do you want to go
Do you want
first?
to say the winner? Do you want to say the winner on 3, 2, 1? Because I think we have the same winner.
Oh, then the only answer would be Bucks for you because that's the only team we both have, and
Well,
I
yeah,
have to agree
that's
with
true.
you, Bucks.
So, yeah. Please tell me you have a close game though between Chiefs and Bucks. I don't want another. What was it? 34, 36, 9.
It wasn't. That's not what the score was.
What was the score?
I'll search it up, but that was not what it was.
I know Chiefs got 9 points.
It wasn't 36 though.
Is it 42?
It was it won't pull it up for some reason. Come on. It was 31-9.
Dang. That was close.
Yeah, you said 36.
Yeah.
But,
remember.
I didn't write down a
what
score here. So
I didn't. Just tell me it's not a blowout.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think Bucks and Bills is gonna be fun because you have the stat. I don't think has Tom Brady's only lost to the Bills 3 times.
Yeah, he's like 3-31 or something. I mean, 31-3. The Bills are like 3-31 against him. It's actually crazy. It doesn't even make any sense.
I know, and then you have that against Super Bowl. So I think it would be nice. Well, so if Bucks winning Super Bowl MVP, probably same thing. Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't write that down either, but it's only right.
Yeah. Now, does Tom Brady ride off into the sunset if this happens?
I don't know. I'm going to say no.
I would err on the side of like, I think he does. He's like, you know what? I'm done. Peace out, people. But I don't know. But I don't know if that competitive spirit, if he's like maybe he
Because he
doesn't
could think
want-
he could go back to back.
Yeah, like he would go, why would I retire when I just won?
Yeah.
Like I could go do it again. But yeah, so that was a fun episode. Let us know what you think. Happy football season. Thank you for listening. Austin, it's over to you.
Well, I hope you guys listen to the QB episode because that one's going to have a lot of fist fighting in it. So if you haven't listened to it, definitely go listen to it. And thank you guys for listening.